Hello and welcome back to the Pond Build. This is part 3. My name is Ramon Santana, and let's jump right in. If you remember last video, I was getting ready to cut through that caliche, and you can see what it looks like. I put my auger in there, and it's pretty hard, but it was cutting it no problem. I didn't have any issues. The only issue I ran into was it wasn't quite long enough to reach where I needed to go right there on that side. I did get this hammer drill that I'm going to end up needing to use, I'm sure, a lot more than I needed to. So I made an extension myself. I just used a couple pieces of pipe that I have. They're 18 inches long. It's a 3/4 inch pipe inside of a 1-inch pipe. The OD obviously is a 1-inch. So you can see it's on the auger. It's a little bit thinner. The auger itself is 1.25 inches, so there's an 1/8 inch less per side. But I think that's going to be fine. Again, the caliche wasn't horribly hard to get through, and being that that's steel, I'm sure it's going to hold up fine. I did drill a couple holes through the 1-inch pipe so that when I put the 3/4 inch pipe inside of it, I could do some plug welding to keep them together and they wouldn't spin. Plus, you know, with the pins in there, both on the top and the bottom, where I actually ended up having to buy a 20mm screw, which is the correct size of that arbor, 20mm. I ground it down and was able to weld it on there, and you can see it now mounted all together. I get an extra 18 inches of length, and that's plenty more than what I needed in my application. This is a welder I use. It's a combination, stick, TIG, and plasma cutter. I do plug it in usually to this portable generator. It's got 220 power, so I can run it full power. And then this drill press here, just a regular Craftsman, is what I use to drill the holes. So not very many tools that I used. So I was ready to go ahead and get this new extension put to use. It looks like it's going to do the job. This is it after I put it back in there, and you can see to the deepest point I got to previously before I had the extension. You could see right where that extension that I made begins. Normally that head would have been all the way back right there. So you could see I gained that 18 inches, and again, that's all I needed in my application to reach the other side. And this, I'll tell you what, doing it this way saved me so much time from digging and using that hammer drill. And I did this once I had the extension. It was a matter of a few minutes. But when that pipe comes up, here's where I'm going to have the tanks, and they'll end up being the same height as those cinder blocks that were right there. I'm going to carve a little bit more out because I've got more tubes I'm going to be putting through there besides the air line that I'm going to put through here as well, the 1/2 inch. I'm debating on what I'm going to use. I want to get some jets to kind of push the dirt around into the bottom drain, but I'm going to dig down in those areas so that when I put the container, whatever I end up using, it's the same height as that cinder block there, right there. And then I'm going to build a shelf out of cement for the waterfall feature to dump down into that area right there, which should agitate it plenty to get any of the big large debris to go down that bottom drain. But again, I want that waterfall feature right up here, so it'll be I guess about 3 feet up off the surface, maybe, or of the footing, and that should give me enough room to get in there and work on the containers, whatever I use, if I need to clean them out or do whatever I need to do. And then right here, I'm going to go ahead and just use that hammer drill with the chisel attachment and knock all them little high spots out to make it perfectly flat so that I can get a good measurement, lay this tube in the other side with the 90-degree elbow, and then get it connected to the bottom drain. But right there is, through the same opening, I want to come out and put some of those jets like I talked about. And I imagine I got to put them in on the side there. What I don't know is, can I use a 1/2 inch, or do I got to go 3/4 or up to 1.5 inches? I'm not sure for those jets. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'm not positive, but yeah, again, the waterfall, it's gonna have those three: the biological chamber, the filtration system, and everything is gonna be right there, and it's gonna do that little circulation right in this small area. So there's not a lot of tubes or long hoses or anything I gotta worry about. But that's where I want to put those return jets, just to blow anything up off the bottom of where those stairs are and get it down into the bottom drain. So I got to figure out if I can use like a hose maybe to be able to bend around in that area right here, or if I got to do something else, use a heat gun or something and try to bend the other one in place. But you can see how it's coming so far. I got this solar street lamp, gets a good light at night. But let me remind you of what I started with before I got to this point. It's been a little bit over a year since I moved in, but this is what it looks like when I moved in. I mean, completely bare. So I'm making progress. I'm steadily doing stuff. And subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll bring you another video here soon.